Becoming by Michelle Obama. An excerpt starts on page 117. I'd never been someone who dwelled on the more demoralizing parts of being African American. I'd been raised to think positively. I'd absorbed my family's love and my parents' commitment to seeing us succeed. I'd stood with Santita Jackson at Operation Push rallies, listening to her father call for Black people to remember their pride. My purpose had always been to see past my neighborhood, to look ahead and overcome. And I had. I'd scored myself 2 Ivy League degrees. I had a seat at the table at Sidley and Austin. I'd made my parents and my grandparents proud. But listening to Barack, I began to understand that his version of hope reached far beyond mine. It was one thing to get yourself out of a stuck place, I realized. It was another thing entirely to try and get the place itself unstuck. I was gripped all over again by a sense of how special he was. Slowly, all around me, too, the church ladies began nodding their approval, punctuating his sentences with calls of mm-hmm and that's right. His voice climbed in intensity as he got to the end of his pitch. He wasn't a preacher, but he was definitely preaching something, a vision. He was making a bid for our investment. The choice, as he saw it, was this: you give up or you work for change. What's better for us? Barack called to the people gathered in the room. Do we settle for the world as it is, or do we work for the world as it should be? It was a phrase borrowed from a book he'd read when he first started out as an organizer, and it would stay with me for years. It was as close as I'd come to understanding what motivated Barack, the world as it should be. Next to me, the woman with her toddler on her lap all but exploded. That's right, she bellowed, finally convinced. Amen. Amen, I thought to myself, because I was convinced too.